40. Okay. So we'll start in a comfortable seated position. Today we're going to focus on the neck and the shoulders a bit, head, neck, and shoulders. And I noticed that a lot of stuff that can come up with tension with the neck and the shoulders is a lot about control and kind of like closing in. Like when I really try and focus on something at the computer, I notice like I try and almost narrow myself into it. So we're gonna see if we can like set that down for a moment and allow ourselves to open back up in class today and see how that feels. So if it feels comfortable, if it feels safe, you can close your eyes and just take a moment or two to settle in. See if you can feel the body touching the earth. And then start to feel the air touching the skin. Feel the breath moving from in the body. And no rush here. Sometimes it takes a moment or to settle. Give yourself that time. And today what I'd like to offer us to kind of ponder or think about is what is in my control. So oftentimes I find myself choosing that almost exaggerate my tightness in certain areas. And sometimes I'm choosing these things without much awareness, like scrolling on my phone when it's not necessary, or sitting on my computer instead of being a walk. So just think about what's in your can you control. Media intake, you can control what food taken, nutrition, how to spend some of your free time, perhaps walks or getting outside. And also perhaps think of one thing that you can just set aside for a minute. It doesn't have to be forever, even just a breath or two. And then by thinking about those things and sitting with that, can you notice any difference in your physical body? Maybe the breath can settle a little deeper in the belly. Maybe you can find just a little bit more relaxation, a little more ease. So we'll take 3 more breaths here, just watching the breath. And then whenever you're ready, you can bend at your elbow, bring your hands to heart center. And just take a moment in gratitude. Perhaps gratitude for the physical body. And then you can release your hands down, blink your eyes open, and we'll lie back flat on our back. So feet come underneath knees. As you lie back, see today begins with your arms in a cactus shape or golden shape on the mat. And just take moments here and on your next exhale, can you exhale completely? And then think about inhaling in the low belly. And do that a few times. Sometimes I find when I'm working with upper body, it's nice to start with the breath in the lower body. So you might even imagine breathing into the front and the back of your pelvis. And then without force or really without much effort, I start to feel that dropping my breath in my pelvis into the lower body, please soften my upper body. So see and start to find that relationship. The lumbar spine, the low back, loves near the cervical spine, the neck. So sometimes it's just as beneficial to focus on the low back when we're working with the neck. So think about that. Then we'll take one more breath here. And then take your hands and with open hands, place your hands on your heart, the center of your chest. And just let the hands rest in this area, expectations. Let the hands rest on the heart without thinking that you know what the heart should be feeling, without force. Good, one more breath. We're starting slow today, but we'll get moving in a minute. And then go ahead and relax the hands down by your sides. We're gonna press through our feet and we're gonna lift the pelvis off the mat just a few inches. And we're gonna place our hands, the palms of our hands, into our thighs, the top of our legs, and we're gonna press the legs away to lengthen the low back. Yep, just give yourself a little length here. Sometimes I like to sway side to side and feel really nice to lengthen out that low back. And then pause in the center, place the hands down by your side, lift the pelvis a little higher, draw the bone up so the low back lengthens even more. Keep the back of the head nice and heavy, and then with little pulses, lowering and lifting here. So you might want to make fists with your hands and place your hands on your hip points and see if you can press your hip points into your fist and the fist press back down into the hip points. When I do this, when I tactile, when I put my fists on my hips, I feel my glutes fire much more intensely. Let's do 5 more here. 3, 1, pause at the top, wiggle the left foot towards the center of the mat and lift the right knee off of the mat. Take your right fingertips, stick them into your right hip crease, and then side to side wiggle the low portion of your leg. So the shin, the foot goes to the right and to the left. So internal, external. And as you do this little wiggle with the right leg, you should feel the left glute firing pretty intensely, hey? All right, just 3 more. 2, 1, pause. Now cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh for a figure 4 stretch. Lift the right hip up. Yep, so the pelvis stays square. Breathe, your pelvis is still off the mat. 1 more breath, and then lower the right foot down. And then today, lower the pelvis all the way down. Take a little breath, your little breather. Place your hands on your hip points, just like you did when you were lifting your pelvis and lowering. But this time, kind of take your fingers and really wrap around your hip bones. And we'll do a few cows on our back. So send the sit bones back. It's almost like I'm pushing hip points away as I arch my back. And then I pull my hips towards me as I tuck my sit bones under and round. So if you like this, like you're doing cat cows, moving the fist, but you use your hands to kind of help. Feel your hips press away and pull your hips towards you. Good, let's do 3 more. And I might not, if I was looking at you, I might not even see the movement, but you should be able to feel it, the 2 directions of pelvis. And now with the final few, can you notice as you move your hip, as you tuck the sit bones under and then send them back, can you notice the cervical spine, so your neck curve? How does your neck move when you move your pelvis? It's all connected. All right, go ahead, pause in neutral, press your feet, lift the hips back up, make those fists again, and then pulse here, lowering and lifting pelvis. Press the hip point into the fist press down into the hip points. We'll just do 5 so you can really feel the glutes firing up. 3, And then the last one, go ahead, pause at the top, wiggle the right foot towards the center of the mat this time. Lift the left foot up, level the pelvis, so a lot of weight in the right glute. And then internal, external, do the little shimmy with the leg, the lower half of the leg. Yes, internal, external, internal, external. Good. Keep working that right glute. All right, 3 more seconds here. And then pause, left ankle on top of the right thigh. Make sure the hip doesn't sag, so the pelvis stays level, like a figure 4 stretch, but glutes are lifted off the mat. See if you can take a deep breath. And then release the left foot, release the pelvis all the way down. Go ahead, take your feet about as wide as the mat, drop the knees over to the right for a windshield wiper. And then knees come back to center, and then over to left. Let's do that 2 more times on each side. Your pace, your breath, your movement. Again, can you see that mirroring when you change the pelvis, orientation to the pelvis? How does it change or affect orientation of the neck? It's a little technical, hey? See if you can just notice, you can just feel. Good. Pause in the center and then go ahead and hug the knees into your chest. Lift your arms up like you're hugging a big tree. Lift the feet so they're in line with the knees. We'll do connected twist. Knees to the left, shoulders to the right. And then knees to the right, shoulders to the left. Good. Side to side. And then see if you can start to use this movement to sort of warm up the neck, shoulders. So how I do that is I put a little more weight into the back of the heart, and I actually try and feel the scapula or the shoulder blades kind of getting a massage on the mat. Same with the back of the head. 2 more to each side. Notice the obliques will start to fire because of the little hook up knees on each side. Good. Last one on each side. And then we're going to go ahead and pause in the center. We're going to straighten the legs towards the ceiling. And we're going to do our little tensegrity. We're going to drop the right leg towards the mat, left arms overhead. And then exhale, bring it all back to center, kind of like you're walking diagonal. Left leg down, right arm overhead. Exhale, center. Right leg, left arm. Center, right arm, left leg. Good. Do a few more here. See if you can start to ask the belly button to move towards the spine. But not just the belly button moving towards the spine. It's like the whole transverse abdominis, so the TA, is like core setting. So you can feel your obliques. You can feel almost this hugging towards the midline. Good. Once you feel even between the 2 sides, go ahead, pause with the arms and legs lifted, and we'll do a few opening wide. So inhale, take the arms and legs out wide. Exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale, open. Exhale, center. Good. Just 3 more here. Again, how heavy can you let the back of your body get? Last one. Pause with the arms and legs lifted, and then go ahead, hug the knees into the chest. Okay, we'll place the soles of the feet down. And then we're gonna roll to our right, press down through our hands. And then we're gonna come up, then we're gonna place our forearms down. And our feet are still underneath us, but I want you to isometrically see if you could drag your heels towards your hips. So your feet aren't gonna move, but you're gonna feel like you're dragging them towards your hips. And then you'll feel the pubic bone lift towards the belly slightly. So the abdominals are really engaged here. I call this like a C shape. You can probably see in the video. It's almost like my spine is making a C here. I find some freedom in my head. So it's almost like my core is so engaged that my head's almost feeling like it's in a headache. I'm pressing down through my forearms. And then we're gonna do little marches. So press through the right leg, lift the left knee up, lower the left foot down, and lift the right knee up. So keep drawing those abdominals back towards the back of your body. Keep feeling that core set like wrapping of the side arms, side abs, sorry. Good. Just a few more marches here. And then once you feel even between the two sides, go ahead and pause. See if you can curl in a little bit more. And then press down through your forearms and make your way up. So a little different abs today. We'll come into a seated position. We'll just do a few seated stretches. We're going to inhale, take the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Left hand comes to the right knee. Pause in this twist. Take an inhale and a full exhale. And then inhale, lift back to center. Exhale, twist to the left, right hand to left knee. Pause here. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, release the hands down by your side. Okay, this time inhale, lift our arms just up towards our shoulders. We haven't done this in a while, but we used to do this in class all the time. We're gonna inhale, reach the fingertips forward. Exhale, draw the arms back into the shoulder socket. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Okay, let's see if we can do 5 more of these. It takes a bit of concentration, especially in the rib cage. The rib cage kind of wants to take over and pop forward and back. Can you keep the rib cage stable and just really move with those shoulders, scapula? I think I have 2 more. Good, and then take the arms all the way up overhead. Interlace the fingers, face up, bend in the elbows, pull the fingers apart, and then nice and slowly, keeping the shoulders moving away from the ears, can you start to straighten-ish the arms? Take a breath. Maybe take the right ear to the right shoulder, back to center, left ear towards the left shoulder, just to release that neck, release the jaw. Good. Take an inhale. Maybe you can lift up a little higher. Exhale, side bend over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, lift. Inhale, center. Exhale, release the hands and circle the wrist all the way down. Inhale, take your shoulders up towards your ears. And then big open mouth, exhale, release the shoulders away. 2 more like inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release. It's like, what can you set aside? Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. Good. We'll come onto all 4s, hands and knees. Knees directly underneath shoulders, knees directly underneath hips. I did get last night, I said. Hands underneath shoulders. And pause in a neutral spine position. So we're gonna draw the belly button back, reach the heart forward, and I isometrically, again, feel like I'm drawing the heel of my hands back towards my hips. Gaze stays down at the mat, and we're just gonna pause here for a moment. Once you feel like you've settled into this neutral spine plank, I want you to take your right hand and place it behind your head, so on the back of the skull, elbow will point to the side. Just breathe here. Oftentimes our head comes out of alignment with the rest of the spine. So just know what it feels like to press the head lightly into the hand and the hand lightly into the head. From here to inhale, twist open towards the right, lifting the chest. Just notice where you can go. This is often a really sticky point for a lot of us. And then exhale, come back to that neutral position. Inhale, open to the right, but keep the head in line with the rest of the spine. Exhale, center. Just 1 more time like that. Inhale to open. Exhale, center, and release the hand down. Tuck your toes under. Isometrically hug the inner thighs towards one another. Fire up the core and then hover knees off the mat. Find that neutral spine plank. So heart draws forward, gaze stays down, belly presses back. And just pause here. Feel the heat. Notice if the head wants to come out of alignment. It often does. Just hold. 2 more breaths. And lower the knees down. Good. Soften the top feet. Left hand to the back of the skull. Check in. Can you feel your heart reaching forward? Yes. Lengthen your spine. And then we'll do those openings. So inhale, open up to the left. Exhale, center. So have less range of movement on this side. That's fine. You just notice. Inhale, open to the left. Exhale, center. One more. Inhale. Exhale, neutral. And then release that left hand back underneath the shoulder. Tuck the toes under and hover the knees. Neutral spine plank. This time we'll add in little pulses. So lower the knees down just an inch and lift an inch. We'll do 5 here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, and then lower the knees down. Soften the tops of the feet. Send the hips back. Arms reach forward for a child's pose. In your child's pose, it can feel really nice. Turn the head side to side, massaging the forehead, massaging the eyebrows. Allow for that tension in the forehead, the jaw, the face to just release if you can. And then if you feel ready, find a spot to just pause in stillness. And then once again, can you bring your breath back to the lower portion of your body? So almost as if you could breathe into your pelvis. Full exhales, full inhales. Creating space in the front and the back of the pelvis. Knowing that this breath in the pelvis directly helps us to release tension in our upper body and our neck. Take one more deep breath here. Okay. And then come back all fours, hands and knees. And we're gonna play with that connection, pelvis to neck, a little bit more. We're gonna do our cat-cows and we're gonna initiate the movement with our pelvis. So we're gonna send our bones back, pelvis is gonna lead, belly's gonna drop, and then eventually the chest will lift, gaze will lift. So notice the position of your lumbar curve, your low back, and the cervical curve, the neck. And then tuck your sit bones under, round through the mid-back, and then eventually the head and neck will look down towards the thighs. So it's the same movement, it's cat-cows, initiating with the pelvis, allowing the rest of the spine to follow. I just want you to feel into your body and kind of sense that mirroring of the low back and then the neck curve. Good, so just play around here. It might even feel good to close your eyes. Maybe there's a different way you want to move. Maybe you want to allow the chest to lead or even the head to lead and have the rest of the spine follow. This is your chance to explore. Maybe you want to take it side to side. Notice the spine is feeling, notice what is moving with ease. Notice if there's any areas that feel a little stuck. Good. Next time you come through neutral, go ahead and pause there. Tuck our toes under, hover our knees off the mat, and then nice and slowly, as slow as you can go, send your hips up and back for a downward facing dog. And I take this first down dog a little bit wider just to create a little more space in the front of my hips. I like to bend my knees and then send my pelvis back to lengthen my spine. Okay, then notice what your head is doing and what your shoulders are doing. Can you lengthen your neck by drawing your shoulder blades down your back, even in inverted position? Good. With one deep breath to the pelvis, like you're breathing the front and the back of the pelvis. And then bend knees, take as many steps as it takes you to come to the top of the mat in a forward fold. With that neutral spine, a little bit more. Place your hands under your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Gaze stays down. Heart reaches forward. Exhale, fold. 2 more like that. Inhale, halfway lift. Neutral spine. Belly goes back. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift and pause. Send your hips back like you're sitting in a chair, Utkatasana chair pose. Arms reach forward. Feel your feet on the mat. Feel the neutral spine even in this hinged position. Press through your feet, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands come through, heart center. All right, we'll flow a bit. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Bend your knees, exhale, hands at your hip, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feel your hands to the mat. Step the right foot back, drop the right knee. Inhale, low lunge, 90-90. Make fists with your hands, press them on your hips. Draw the left hip back, press the right hip forward. Good. Make sure your head is still in with the rest of your spine. Just feel that. It takes work, especially in the right glute. All right, release your hands down by your side and then shoulder rolls up, back, and down. Notice if your pelvis wants to move. You have to keep drawing that left hip back, pressing the right hip forward. Add a little more oomph into the shoulder rolls to really get that loosened up in the top of the shoulders. Good, 3 more. Last one, relax the arms down. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up. Feel the length on the side body. Exhale, release the hands down to the left foot. This time we're gonna press into our hands and just step the left knee back like you're back in all fours. Soften the tops of the feet and we'll do some scapular scrubbing. So we're gonna drop the chest down, keep the arms straight, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then pop up in between the shoulder blades. So you just drop and press, squeeze and press. Good. I think you've all done these scapular scrubbings with me in person before. It's a little harder to translate over video, I think, but I trust that you get it. Keeping the arms straight so don't bend. You just drop your heart, your chest down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and press into the hands to pop up in between the shoulders. 3 more. I'm starting to sweat just by doing this. Very warm. Last one, pause. And then from here, we'll just step our right foot forward, 90-90 low lunge. Make fists with your hands, one on the hip, one on the left. Draw the right hip back, press the left hip forward this time. Reach the crown of the head up. Find that neutral spine. And then go ahead, shoulder rolls, up, back, and down. Keep the pelvis stable. So keep asking that left glute to work so that the pelvis can hold stable. Okay, 3 more. I'm getting some nice kind of Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, pops here. Last one, relax the arms down in, reach them back up, feel the side body lengthen. Exhale, release the hand down, step the back foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Press through your feet. Inhale, lift all the way up, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands come through center. We'll do the left side. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Keep up the hips, bend the knees, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, feel the hands touch the mat, step the left foot back, drop the left knee. If you can keep the toes tucked this time, find that alignment of the pelvis. So right hip draws back, left hip forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. And with your right hand, grab your left wrist. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, side bend to the right, but keep the pelvis stable. So oftentimes, when we're having neck or shoulder issues, one of the key reasons the side body gets stuck. So open up in between the left rib cage, the intercostal muscles. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release your hands down. This time, lift up off the left knee. Step the right foot back without wiping. High at the top of a push-up. Pause here. Reach your heart forward, your heels back. Feel the strength. Good, and then lower your knees down, and then little push-ups, elbows straight back, press into the hands, lift up. 3 more, really solid chaturanga push-ups. Keep reaching the heart forward even as you bend elbows. Last one, pause at your low point, soften the tops of the feet, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Reach your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, press through the tops of the feet, and then inhale, lift your chest. Reach your arms back. Okay, can you pause here? Keep breathing. And then can you check in, is your head out of alignment? So sometimes we shoot our chin forward. Good. Think about almost lifting the front of your neck into the back of your neck. Take one more breath. Keep pressing through the feet and exhale, lower down. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Make your way back downward facing dog. Take your time to get there. And then maybe in down dog, you want to take a little movement, like pedaling out your knees, finding a way to kind of relax your shoulders so you can lengthen your neck. Good. And I step my right foot towards the center of my mat so that I can step my left foot forward. Drop the right knee, tuck the right toes, find the alignment of pelvis. Inhale, lift the arms up. This time we hold on to the right wrist with the left hand. Stabilize your pelvis first, so ask that right glute to work, and then go ahead, side over to the left. So now we think about breathing into the right intercostals. Check your head, sometimes it shoots forward here. Drop back if you need to. Good. Come back up to center. Exhale, lower the hands down, and then step the back forward, forward fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands come through. Good. One hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Just take a moment. Notice how your physical body is feeling after that reset. Notice the sides, right and left. Can you notice front and back? Up and down. So when I'm finding that my neck is like out of whack a bit, or even I speech funny, something like that, I notice like, is there another area of my life that's a little out of balance? And that's where I'm to this, like, can I set something, can I take something off my shoulders? Even just for a breath, set something down. Help find this balance, front, back, side, side. So many other polarities we can lift. Good, release your hands down, open your eyes. We're gonna step our right foot back for a high lunge. So I'm gonna have a bend in my back knee so that my pelvis can stay neutral. We're gonna take our right hand to the back of the head, left hand to the back of the pelvis, because we know these two areas are working together. Can you find that? Can you find how the left hip can draw back, the right hip can press forward, and the head can rest right on top of the back of the sacrum? Take one more breath here, exploring that. And if you found it, maybe you can start to play with lengthening that right leg. So it's almost like you're pressing out the big toe mound of the right foot. Like you can lift the back of the right thigh up towards the ceiling, but notice if it changes your pelvis. And if it does, bend that knee again. And maybe playing with that little movement. One more breath, it's a lot of work. And then reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, lower your hands down to frame your left foot. The right hand down, lift the left arm up for a twist. So in this twist, I really want you to think about leaning into the right scapula. It's okay to bear weight on that right shoulder. And then maybe even dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder, releasing the left side of the neck. Take one more breath in this twist. Make sure both glutes are working. And then look down at your left foot. Find your feet, find your core, lift back up to your lunge. This is our first flow. We're gonna side lunge to the right. Pause in your side lunge, reach your heart forward, find your feet, and then start to walk your hands. Keep your legs as they are. Walk your hands towards the left as you send your right hip back. Breathe here, opening up the inner thigh. And then walk your hands all the way around to frame the left foot back into a lunge. Pause with your fingers on the mat. Reach your heart forward. Reach that right heel back. Good. Drop your right knee like you're coming to a low lunge. But then we're going to step left foot back for a modified side plank. Lift the left arm up. Again, can you take your right ear towards your right shoulder, or even just take gaze down towards your right hand? Releasing the neck. Keep pressing into that left foot. Take one more breath. And then take your gaze down if it's not already. Place the left hand on the mat and then lift the right leg so you're into high plank. Pause high plank and then send the hips back, downward facing dog. Good, walk your hands back towards feet. Bend your knees, send your hips back, happy squat. Place your hands on the tops of your thighs and pause. Find your glutes. Press into your feet and then stand all the way up. You're gonna lift your right knee up, find the alignment of your spine, step the right foot forward, left knee lifts up, step the left foot forward, right knee lifts again, take your right fingers into your hip crease, wiggle that right leg, internal, external. Good, pause, and then place right ankle on top of the left thigh, just like we did on my back. Reach your arm forward and then exhale, send your hips back, standing figure four. Good. Can you make sure the right doesn't sag? We'll drop the nose, poke the left hip out. Can you lift the right hip up, keep it even? One more breath here, and then lift back up. Hug your right knee into your chest. Good, so with this hug, it's almost as if I can press my knee into my hands and my hands pull back on my knee. But I'm still in my neutral spine. One more breath here. Good, and then if you can, release right hand and open up your right arm, so a little twist to the right. Come back to center, and then release that right foot down. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, your hands to your heart as you step your left foot back for lunge, other side. Bend in the left knee, find the pelvis. So we're gonna take our left hand to the back of the head, right hand to the back of the sacrum. And I even close my eyes here and I really bend the left knee to find the alignment. And it takes a moment. And then once I feel like I found it, I start to press out the big toe mount of my left foot, seeing if I can straighten my left leg. I feel like I'm lifting the back of my left thigh up towards the ceiling. And then I notice where it shifts my pelvis, and that means I've gone too far. So then I bend my knee again. Take another breath to play with that. And then release your hands down, reach the arms up towards the sky, so that exaggerates the stretch. Exhale, lower the hands down to frame the right foot. Left hand is rooted, right arm lifts up, twist. And then I'm gonna drop my left ear towards my left shoulder. I keep asking my left glute to work. So my neck to relax. Good, gaze comes down, hand comes down, press through the feet, use your core, lift back up to your high plank or high lunge, and then twist to your left for your side lunge. Once you've found your feet, you can walk your hands towards the right, keep sending left hips back, the hips to the back. My gosh, I'm really losing my word there. Take another breath here. And walk the hands to frame the right foot. Pause in your low lunge. Take a breath. And then drop the left knee down. Step right foot back, modified side plank, right arm lifts up. And then ear can come to the shoulder or gaze can come down towards the hand. Keep pressing through the right foot. Good, we'll all lower the hand down. Lift up high plank, top of a push-up, and then press back, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet, so bend in the knees is fine. Pause in your squat. Hands come towards your thighs, lift your chest. Press through your feet, lift all the way up. This time we lift the left knee up. Step the foot forward, right knee lift. Step forward, left knee lift, pause, wiggle, internal, external. Give it the shimmy. Pause, left ankle on top of the left right thigh. Reach your arms up and send the hip back. Figure four, standing figure four. So this side, I really have to ask my glute to work. Well, it likes to get a little sleepy. You can even touch your glute if that helps. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and lift up, knee comes into the chest, hands around the knee or the shin. Press the hands into the shin, into the hands. If you can, open up to the left, twist. And then come back around, lower the foot down. And inhale, lift both arms up. Bend the exhale, hinge at the hips. Pull. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the leg back. High lunge, inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower the head down. Right hand stays rooted, left arm lifts, twist. Exhale, lower the left hand down, lift back to your high lunge. And then side lunge, right. Walk the hands out towards the left to get a little more lean. And then walk the hands to frame the foot. Good, this time we'll drop the back knee, and then 3 times, we're gonna go ahead, inhale, lift our chest. Exhale here, and then inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend into the front knee. You might inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Last one, inhale, maybe you lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Okay, here comes the fun part. Send the left foot back, modified side plank. This time we're gonna bend into the left knee. Yes, the left knee. And then we're gonna see if we can lift the right knee up for a modified table. So both knees are bent, so I'm nice and supported. I place my left hand behind my head. I lift my pelvis up, so I'm still in that neutral spine. Take one breath here, lower it down, hand comes down, come into full plank, and then drop your knees, and we'll do 3 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, sit bones back, lift. Exhale, tuck the sit bones under and around. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And maybe for this last one, close your eyes and just notice how the spine is moving. Good. Pause in neutral, tuck your toes under, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank, top of the push-up. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Press through the tops of the feet. Interlace your fingers the opposite way behind your back. Press through the feet. Now lift your chest, reach the arms back. Pause here, breathe. Check in with your head. Check in with your chin. And then exhale, lower down. Press through your hands, make it back up. All 4 to down dog. Pause in your down dog. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Step back like you're sitting in a chair. Big squat. Hands come through the thighs. Press through your feet. Lift all the way up. Lift your right knee just like we did. And then step left knee. Step right knee. This time we're going to hold on underneath the right thigh. Find, notice, I tend to lean back here. Can you find the alignment? And see if you can straighten your right leg and then bend your right knee. So notice when you straighten if it's trying to throw something else off, which surely it is, the body does. See if you can keep that neutral spine. It's harder than it looks. And then after this next pause, take your left hand to your knee and then open up with the right arm. Maybe your gaze can come a little further to the right. No pressure. Good, back to center, and then that right foot down. Other side, inhale, lift the arms. Bend the knees, hands at the hips, forward fold. Pause in your forward fold, take a little lift. Exhale, fold. And then this time we step the left leg back. High, inhale, lift the arms up, find the feet. Exhale, lower the hands down. Left hand to right arm lift, twist. Exhale, lower the hands down. We press feet, lift back up, high lunge. And then we side lunge to the left. Hands come to the right to exaggerate the stretch. Relax your head. Walk your hands to frame the right foot. Drop the back knee. Pause in your lunge. Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Maybe inhale to lift arms up. Makes it a little deeper. Exhale the hands down. 2 more times. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Inhale to reach. Exhale to lower. Just one more with your breath, your pace, your rhythm. Finding some opening in that front leg. And lower. Okay. Hands come down. We send the right back like we're going into modified side plank. You could steer if this feels best. But what I do is I bend my right knee and then I lift my left foot, it's also bent, and hand behind head for a modified table. My head really rests in my hand. Take another breath here if you can. And then lower down. Right hand comes down, back into high plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. I'm gonna roll a few times, inhale forward, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Last one, inhale, high plank. Feel the whole spine roll. Lower the knees down, lower all the way to your belly. This time, forearms come down, elbows underneath shoulders, press through the tops of the feet, and we'll come into little Sphinx pose. So press through the tops of the feet. I slightly draw my pubic bone up and I reach my heart forward, but I'm not sticking out my chin. I'm thinking about drawing front of my neck back and really getting an opening across the whole front body without any pressure on the back. See if you can stay here, maybe 3 breaths. Good, and then as you're ready, lower down, make a pillow for your head, just rest here on your belly. Good, hands come underneath the shoulders, make your way up all 4s, and then back to downward facing dog. Walk your hands towards your feet, send the hips back, squat. Hands come to your thighs, lift the chest, press through the feet, lift up. This time, we lift the left knee first. And we step the foot forward, right knee, step, left knee, pause. Hold on, underneath the left thigh and check your alignment. Yeah, I really have to bend my right knee so that I can keep my spine neutral. Extend the left leg and bend the knee. Extend the leg and bend. One more time here. Extend, bend, hold on to the knee with the right hand, open up towards the left. Breathe. And then come back to center. Release the foot down. Good. Take an inhale, draw your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale and release. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhaling. One hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Close your eyes if that's okay. We've got one more flow to do, but before we get into that, see if you can just take a few soothing breaths up and down the line. See if you can notice any difference in the breath and the body. Any area that you feel could use a little more opening, a little more space. See if you can invite you up there. Good, you can blink your eyes open, release your hands. We're gonna inhale, lift our arms forward and up. Exhale, sit back like we're sitting in a chair. So we're gonna bring our hands to our heart and we're hinged. We're still in a neutral spine, but we're hinged. We're gonna step our right foot back to warrior 1. Hinged warrior 1, so right 45-degree angle a bit to the right. And we're gonna bring our right hand to the back of the head, left hand to the back of the sacrum, And then moving these two areas together, we're gonna lift up into our regular warrior one. Notice how that feels. Exhale to hinge forward again. Inhale, lift up. So we really have to ask the left glute to work. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, lift up. Keep it good. And then go ahead, lift your arms like tree hugging arms, nice and wide. And then exhale, bring the fingertips together. Inhale, open the arms out wide. Keep the pelvis stable. Exhale, fingertips together. Inhale, open out wide. Last one, exhale. And then this time, place both hands on your heart. Good. Can you breathe here? One more breath. Release the hands down by the side. Inhale, lift them out and up. And then exhale, open up warrior two. So now the right foot's parallel with the back edge of the mat. Left knee is bent, toes point forward. And then take a moment to find the position, find the pelvis. Arms can come out to the side. We're gonna drop the left arm back, lift through the, drop the right arm back, lift through the left arm. And then exhale, lower the left arm, extended side angle. So we're just coming into our flow here. We take it back on the inhale. Exhale, we bring it forward. One more round, take it back. And bring it forward. Good, and then come back, warrior two. And then release your arms down. And then you're gonna pivot the left foot. So both feet are parallel sides of the mat. Bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, release. One more breath like that, inhaling. And exhale, just finding the length. Good, now you're gonna take your heels together so your toes are gonna slightly turn out. And we're gonna send our hips back as we hinge forward. Hands are gonna rest on our thighs. We're gonna do just a short breath work series here. We're gonna inhale completely and then exhale completely, almost like you're exhaling out of a cocktail straw. At the bottom of your exhale, pause and draw your belly button back. It's almost like a mock inhale. So you feel hollowing out of the belly. Release and then inhale. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale completely. Pause at the bottom of the exhale. Draw the belly button back. Hollow out the belly. Release and inhale. Last one. Exhale. Pause. Draw the belly back. Hollow out the whole belly. Suck it back. Release and inhale. Good, press through your feet and then lift all the way up. And then we'll turn towards the top of the mat and we'll just step the back foot forward. Inhale, lift your arms out and up. Exhale, sit back like you're sitting in a chair, hinged. Bring the hands to the heart and then send the left foot back into warrior one. Right hip draws back, left hip presses forward, you're still hinged. This time we'll take the left hand to the back of the head, right hand to the back of the pelvis. Feel that connection. And then we're gonna inhale, we're gonna lift up, regular warrior one. Exhale, hand forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge forward. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Release the arms, take the arms out like tree hugging arms, and then exhale, draw the fingertips together. Pelvis stays the same. Inhale, arms open up. Exhale together. Inhale, open. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Last one. And then this time, exhale, place the hands on the heart, opposite hand on top. Take 3 deep breaths here. And it's not a forceful breath, it's a full breath. Good, we can release our hands down, bring the arms forward and up, warrior one. And then exhale, open up warrior two. So left foot parallel with the edge of the mat, right toes forward, arms come out to the side, settle in here, stay for a moment. And then we flow. We drop the back arm, lift the front arm. Exhale, we bring it forward. Inhale, drop it back. Exhale, bring it forward. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Bring it back to warrior two. Relax the arms down. And then this time we'll open into goddess. So both toes turn out. Reach through the arms, bend the knees, bend the elbow. Draw the pubic bone up. Good. And then take your right hand to your head, to the back of the head, left hand to the back of the pelvis. Just feel that alignment. And we'll just do 5 little pulses here. See if you can almost feel like you can squeeze the sit bones together as you lower and lift. Should build some heat here. 2 more. Pause below and then switch hands. Left hand behind the head, right hand behind the sacrum. Just pause, breathe. Good. Release the hands down. Straighten the legs, pivot towards the top of the mat. Step the back foot forward. Good. Inhale, draw the arms forward and up. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, little lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back, and then exhale, bring your right knee forward to your right wrist for a gym prep. Good, you can come up, tense your fingers to the top of the back foot. Maybe you can lift your chest, but can you think about keeping that line, the back of the head, back of the shoulders, back of the pelvis? So you might not lift as high. You might press into your hands a little more and ask your pelvis to lift higher so you can keep the alignment. You're more than welcome to stay here, or if you're ready, when you're ready, you can fold forward, maybe to your forearms, maybe taking your head to a block. Any position that feels comfortable for you. Good. We're going to be here for 5 breaths, deep, full breaths. So if there's a way to make yourself a little more comfortable, now's a good time to find that. Okay, so we'll come in just as mindfully and out just mindfully as we came into the stretch. So find your hands, maybe wiggle your fingers, and then place your hands underneath your shoulders and inhale, just halfway lift. Exhale, pause, send the weight to the right, and then bring the left leg out around in front. We're going to take the sole of the right foot, put it to the side of the left leg. Inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, hug the left knee into the chest for a twist to the right. Good. So here, tenting my right fingers, and I'm actively thinking front body into the back body. I'm aware of where my head is, where my shoulders are, where my pelvis is. And I'm thinking about that more than I'm thinking about the twist. Once I find a neutral spine alignment, the twist comes with more ease. See if you can stay a little while. And whenever you feel ready, you're welcome to stay longer if you'd like. You can start to unwind. And we're gonna place our hands, fingers point to the side. We're gonna bend the left knee, leaning back, so that we're in a seated figure 4. I like to kind of tent up on my fingers, lift my chest. This again kind of exaggerates the stretch. And I'm gonna do really gentle side to side. And as I go side to side with my knees, they turn to the right, they turn to the left. I'm not sure if you can see that, just rocking. But as I rock, move the side to side, I can feel where the stretch intensifies. So see, just explore that, and then maybe you want to pause and like a reasonably curious sensation. Maybe you want to keep this, maybe you want to wiggle that left foot and then stack the shins one on top of the other. You could stay here seated upright. You could take a shoulder stretch, bending the left elbow, placing the right hand on top of the left elbow, or maybe wrapping around, catching the bind. Wherever you are, so you can stay for about 3 more breaths. Good. Go ahead, release the arms if you have a shoulder stretch. Lift back up to that figure 4 position, and then free the foot, the legs, and then just take a few windshield wipers here. And I like taking these seated windshield wipers because I can actually move my hips a little bit more, and you might really lift the hip off and lift through the chest, keeping that neutral spine alignment, just noticing the opening in the front body. Since we've been focusing so heavily on the back body, just exploring. And then pause in the center before we go to the other side. We're gonna lie back on our backs, feet underneath knees, and we're gonna do a little subanda. So make sure that your feet are really underneath your knees. I can graze my heels with my fingers. And I start by just relaxing, and just what it feels like to have my back on the mat. And then I sink down with my feet. So I feel my feet touch the mat. And then I think heavy with feet. And that thought heavy with feet helps me start to lift my pelvis up off the mat. And I lift my pelvis as high as I can until there's a spot where I just stop. I can't really lift any higher. And I pause there. And again, I think heavy feet. And then from here, I'm going to tuck my left shoulder under, and I'm going to then lean into the left shoulder and tuck my right shoulder under and interlace my fingers on the mat underneath my pelvis. And then doing that gives me a little more space, and I can think down through my feet, and I can lift my pelvis up a little bit higher. And then there's just this thought that I pause. The back of my head stays heavy, and I think about lifting my chest toward the chin instead of dropping my chin toward the chest. I take one more breath here, and then I release my hands, and nice and slowly, I let my pelvis come down, slowly, slowly. I pause. I take a breath. I release the shoulders. I just know how I'm feeling. Notice where I stay. Whenever you feel like you've settled from that, you have your knees into your chest, and we're gonna rock and roll forward and back, cross the ankles, press the hand down, and step it back, downward facing dog. That's how the down dog feels. And then as you're ready, bring the left forward for pigeon, other side. Heavy through the top of the right foot. Lift your chest, and maybe even tense your fingers and ask your pelvis to work differently so that you can keep on more of this neutral spine. You're more than welcome to stay here. This actually feels really different and good for me right now. So maybe you want to stay here, or maybe you want to start to walk your fingers forward, maybe your forearms, maybe your head on a block. You explore, you do what feels right in your body today. Breathe here. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. So if there's something that would make you a little more comfortable, try and find that now. Okay, so we'll just start to bring the awareness back. So maybe wiggling your fingers, feeling your hands on your mat. Press through the hands, halfway lift and pause. And then take the weight over to the left, bring the right leg around. This time, left foot to the outside of the right leg. Inhale, lift the arms up. And then exhale, twist to the left, hugging the left knee into the chest. And then remember, we pause here and think less about the twist. Think more about bringing the front body into the back, finding that spine. And then once you find that, the twist will come. And even more than that, you'll start to feel the areas that are a little maybe stuck still, that need a little more life, little more breath. And then what happens if you give those spots some attention, not force, not wishing that they were anything other than how they are right now? What if you just see those spots? Be with that. Again, it might look different. That's okay. Whenever you're ready, you're more than welcome to stay longer. But whenever you're ready, you can unwind. Hands point to the side, and then we take the legs into the figure 4. I kind of tent my fingertips, try to get to somewhere where you can kind of see me. I tent my fingertips and I lift my chest up, and then I just do a little rock side to side. And as I do that, I can really start to feel some interesting trigger points. And then there might be a spot where you might want to stay and kind of breathe or hang out or just explore. You're more than welcome to stay in the figure 4 position, or you can stack your shins one on top of the other. You can leave your arms down by your side, or you can take a shoulder stretch, bending the right elbow, left hand on top. No, snuggle the head into the arms. You could stay here, or you could take a bind. Okay, keep breathing, nice deep breaths. And then go ahead, release the arms. We'll release the legs. And then once again, we'll come down onto our back. So we're gonna do one more set of that Setu Bandha, and we'll have different variations of different places to go. So if you have a block and you want a restorative pose, you could grab the block, and then I'll tell you when to place that. So I touch my heels with my fingers because my feet are directly underneath my knees. And then I press down through my feet and I start to lift my pelvis up just by thinking down. If you have a block, you could glide the block on the lower, the medium height and just hang here, letting the pelvis be heavy on the block. If you want to kind of keep going, you could see how high you can lift your pelvis, keep the head heavy, and then you kind of pause like the first time, and then maybe you scoot gently one shoulder under, and then lean into that shoulder, scoot the other shoulder, and notice that you can probably lift a little bit higher now. This is a great place to stay, or you could bend at your elbows and place the heels of your palms underneath the sacrum, creating like a little ported bridge here. Again, a great place to stay. We'll be here for a few more breaths. Keep the back of the head heavy. Chest lifts towards chin instead of chin towards chest. Whenever you're ready, you can release your hands from underneath your pelvis or release the block, and then lower the pelvis all the way down. Just pause in stillness, maybe placing your hand somewhere on your body. Okay. We can straighten our legs, so lengthen your legs out long. Place your hands on your belly. And then we'll breathe into our belly, inhaling through your nose. Exhaling out your nose. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling out your nose. Into the belly, inhale through your nose. Exhale out your nose. Take your hands up to your chest, to your heart. Place your hands on your heart. And this time, inhale into the air of your heart by inhaling through your mouth. Exhale out your nose. Think heart, inhale through your mouth. Exhale out your nose. Last one to the heart. Inhale through your mouth. Exhale out your nose. And then place your hands on your neck. I'm going to place one hand on the back of my neck, one hand on the front, just lightly touching. And here we're going to inhale through our nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale mouth. Release your hands down by your side, or place your hands on your body somewhere, and we'll rest in Shavasana. This is a final pose and a great place to set something aside. Perhaps take something off your shoulders that you've been carrying, even just for a breath or two. You're more than welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. If you're feeling ready, start to reawaken by taking some deep breaths up and down your spine. Perhaps bring some movement into your finger, into your toes. And eventually you can roll one side. Take a breath or two here. And then press through your hands and make your way up to a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed or your gaze lowered. You can bend at our elbows and bring your hands to heart center. And just taking a moment to notice how you feel. Your physical body, but not just the physical body, even the inner landscape, the inner body. Energetically, did the practice shift anything today? Is there anything you'd like to hold on to today? Is there anything you'd like to let go of today? We'll close just with gratitude, gratitude for the physical body, gratitude for the heart, gratitude for the mind, gratitude for this practice. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.